What if the parts of you you've spent your whole life hiding were never meant to be erased, but embraced? What if the darkness you fear isn't your enemy, but the very womb of your becoming? Beneath every mask, every wound, every silence, there is a pulse, just waiting to be heard. You've been taught to chase the light, to be good, to be positive. But maybe, just maybe, the light you're searching for is hiding in the places you've refused to look. You weren't born afraid of yourself. As a child, you looked at the world with unfiltered eyes, raw, curious, and open. But as you grew, the world started whispering, "Be good, be quiet, be like us," and so, you began to hide parts of yourself. Not because you wanted to lie, but because you just wanted to belong. The famous psychologist Carl Jung called this the shadow, the unseen part of our psyche that holds everything our conscious mind rejects. But here's the secret. It isn't evil. It isn't a curse. It's simply the unlived life inside you. Every desire you suppressed, every truth you swallowed, every tear you held back, they didn't just disappear. They moved underground, into the soil of your soul, where they began to grow in secret. So, what we call shadow work in a battle against darkness. It's a homecoming to the parts of you that have been exiled. It's about standing in front of the mirror, not to fix yourself, but to finally see yourself completely. You are not broken, you are just unintegrated. And what you call darkness is simply the light you have not yet claimed as your own. Think about it. There are probably memories you've learned to step around like they're shards of glass. Moments you avoid, because even thinking about them feels like bleeding all over again. But healing doesn't mean erasing what happened. It means reclaiming who you were before the shame arrived. You are made of contradictions. You have strength and softness, logic and chaos, tenderness and even rage. And guess what? None of it disqualifies your worth. Every single emotion you've denied has a voice, and that voice is still waiting to be heard. So, try this. Sit with your sadness, not as an intruder, but as a teacher. Listen to your jealousy, your fear, your guilt. Each one is carrying a message from a version of you that, at some point, just wanted to be loved. This is what Jung meant by individuation, the journey toward wholeness. Not perfection, not enlightenment, but integration. It's about bringing home what was left behind. It's about meeting the monster under your bed and realizing it as just a child wearing your face. You are not here to destroy your shadow. You are here to let it breathe. There's a natural rhythm inside you, a dance between what you show the world and what you suppress. For every smile, there's a silence. For every achievement, there's a hidden fear. And yet, when you stop resisting, you start to feel it, this quiet music of opposites. The light needs the dark to define it. Joy needs sorrow to be truly felt. Peace means nothing without experiencing chaos. When you reject one side of yourself, you lose the balance of both. Jung once wrote, "No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. You can't rise without also descending. You can't fully awaken without first walking through your dreams." Your shadow is the root system of your consciousness. It anchors you to your own depth. So, when you feel lost, it's not because you've failed. It's because life is inviting you to go deeper. This descent isn't a punishment, it's an initiation. And as you walk through the valleys of your own mind, you begin to notice something incredible. The light isn't gone. It's just glowing softly from within the darkness itself. You are not walking into darkness. You are walking with it, and that changes everything. Now, let's talk about the wounds. Those wounds that never healed the way you hoped. The people who never said sorry. The moments that still echo in the middle of the night. You carry them quietly, and sometimes you might wonder if they define you. But here's the truth no one told you. The wound is not the end of your story. It's the doorway to it. Your pain is not a punishment, it's a compass. It points directly toward the places inside you that are ready to expand and grow. Empathy is born in those cracks. The spaces where you've bled are the exact same places where you can now touch others with true tenderness. You don't gain power by avoiding pain. You gain it by holding your pain gently enough that it teaches you how to love without armor. Every empath knows this paradox. You feel deeply because you've been broken deeply. You sense others' wounds because you've walked through your own. And every time you choose compassion over resentment, you are transmuting your own shadow into light. This is the real alchemy of healing, to turn suffering into wisdom, fear into empathy, and darkness into the soil where your soul begins to bloom again. The world often tells you that power is about control. That to lead, you must dominate, and to succeed, you must compete. But the shadow teaches something completely different. Real power is presence. It is that quiet steadiness you see in someone who has met their own depths and no longer fears what they find there. When you do this work, you'll start to notice a shift. Your anger becomes clarity. Your grief becomes grace. Your boundaries become an act of love. You stop trying to prove yourself because you finally, deeply, trust yourself. This is what the integration of the shadow feels like. It's not loud or dramatic. It's deeply stable. You no longer need to chase validation from others, because you have sat face to face with the parts of you that once screamed for it. You learn to hold paradox. You can be strong and gentle, humble and powerful, alone, but never lonely, because you finally realize that nothing within you is the enemy. It's all part of one great, complex, beautiful organism called you. There will come a night when you stop running from yourself, when silence no longer scares you, and when solitude feels like coming home. You'll begin to see how every person you met, every wound you carried, every mistake you made, they were all us mirrors, guiding you back to your own center. Shadow work isn't a task you finish, it's something you live. It's the lifelong art of remembering that even in your darkest hours, you are still whole. You are still worthy. You are still light, just trying to understand itself through contrast. And one day, you'll look back and realize that your power didn't come from becoming someone new. It came from reclaiming who you already were before the world told you to hide. That's the quiet revolution. The power that doesn't shout, it radiates. So just take a breath. You've walked through the idea of the shadow, and you've seen the gold hidden within it. Now, you can understand the light was never missing. It was simply waiting for you to turn inward and see it again. Every time you meet your shadow with kindness, you rewrite your story. You stop living as a reaction and begin living as a creation. You stop running from the dark and realize you are the dawn. If this reflection spoke to you, let it be a reminder that you're not alone on this path. Take a moment now to breathe and to reflect. If you'd like to keep walking this journey with us, to explore the deeper layers of your mind and heart, please subscribe. Let's keep unfolding together. One story, one shadow, one awakening at a time. Thank you for being here.